Now that we've all binged Stranger Things 3, let's talk about the season's ending. Toast some Eggos, turn on the boombox, and watch out for the Mind Flayer. From shocking deaths to shifts in the status quo to what we can expect from Season 4, this is the ending of Stranger Things 3 explained. Spoilers ahead. After a lengthy battle, Stranger Things 3 ends with an emotional departure as the Byers family sells their little house in Hawkins for a new life somewhere else. Will has to say goodbye to his friends, Jonathan has to say goodbye to Nancy, and Elle has to say goodbye to Mike and the life she'd been building with Hopper. We don't know exactly where the family will settle, but it's a tearful upheaval that changes the landscape of the show forever. This whole story began with 4 friends, Mike, Will, Dustin, and Lucas, as they were swept up in an otherworldly adventure after a night of playing Dungeons & Dragons. Now, at the end of Stranger Things 3, the state of the party has changed in a major way. Will the gang reunite in Season 4? What could bring Joyce, Jonathan, Will, and Eleven back to Hawkins? Perhaps another crisis taking place over a holiday celebration?
And then I was thinking maybe you could come up here for Christmas. And Will, too. You can come before or after Christmas or whatever Mrs. Byers wants.
The 3 months later epilogue for the last episode of Stranger Things 3 begins with a clip from a news report that suggests the dark and mysterious goings-on of Hawkins are becoming publicly known in some way. In the past, the government's been able to keep a relatively tight lid on things, but not anymore. Now, with the town's mayor in handcuffs and reports of everything from chemical leaks to the tragedy at Starcourt making the rounds, Hawkins is gaining a reputation on a national level. Shortly before Stranger Things 3's final battle at Starcourt, Eleven poured every drop of telekinetic energy she had into ripping the last shred of the Mind Flayer out of her. In the wake of that effort, she was unable to even crush an empty soda can with her mind. At the time, she seemed to think she just needed to recharge as she always has. But then the season's epilogue revealed that she still didn't have her powers back after 3 months. Does this mean her powers are gone forever? It's possible, but unlikely. The series got far too much mileage out of Elle's superpowers, so while we may end up waiting a long while for Eleven to find her mojo again, her powerless era may let her take some time to learn a little more about being a regular teenager. The season's post-credit sequence reveals that the Soviets have managed to capture a Demogorgon, and they're keeping it alive in a cell by feeding it a steady diet of prisoners. What exactly they plan to do with it is anyone's guess, but it can't be good. This is all made even creepier by the fact that we still don't know exactly what the Russians hope to do with the knowledge gained by opening the gate, or how they managed to figure out so much about how to get into it in the first place. Are there more Russian spies working on this exact problem embedded in Hawkins right now? Is their tech strong enough to open a new gate now that they've had time to work on it? Can that corrosive green liquid be used to power anything else? Can the Demogorgon become a trained killer? There are so many questions here, and none of them have happy answers. Chief Jim Hopper lived through a lot on Stranger Things, but he couldn't really survive the explosion of the key at the end of the season. He knew it was necessary for Joyce to blow it up as quickly as possible. It was a noble sacrifice and a fitting end for a great character. Or was it? The post-credits scene makes it clear that the Soviets have someone in their cells they refer to as the American.
Не американцы.
Could that unseen American be Hopper? Consider this. The show goes to great pains to show us how destructive the key explosion is. It shows us several Russian scientists who are flat out vaporized by its power. But it never shows the same thing happen to Hopper. This show has shown us the corpses of everyone from Bob to Barb to Billy over the course of 3 seasons to make sure we knew those characters were dead. But we never see Hopper's body. Is that because there isn't one? If it's really true, he's gonna have a honey of a story to tell when he gets back to the States. Then again, there's another potential candidate for the Soviets' American prisoner, Dr. Brenner. Eleven's papa, who we were told in Season 2 isn't as dead and buried as we previously thought.
Brenner! I can take you to him.
Papa is gone.
No, he is alive.
Stranger Things 3 doesn't end in a self-contained way. Its many dangling plot threads, from the future of the Byers family to what exactly might be going on in Russia, all suggest a sense of a continuing story, and that is indeed the plan. According to an Entertainment Weekly interview with Stranger Things executive producer Sean Levy, the current plan for the series is for creators Matt and Ross Duffer to tell a story that lasts at least 4 seasons, if not 5. So we should definitely expect more from the Hawkins gang. The real question now isn't if, but when. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about Stranger Things are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.